Morris was down pretty close to the house this morning. He was still in the wood, you know, the other side of the big rocks, but close. He's apparently really hungry this morning. They were rubbing up against each other. They're buddies. Good morning, Morris. Good morning, Morris. Hi. Good morning. Hi, Stripey. Good morning. Don't dawdle.
No, it's cold.
It's 37 and it's pretty windy.
Yeah.
10 to 15, not 5 to 10. It's you feel, I guess we're supposed to have 30-mile-an-hour winds today, which is insane. Just insane. I know for a fact there are Lego packets in the mailbox. 4 of them to be precise. For the first time since October, we had mail arrive on time / early.
Right.
I don't, okay. Woo! And the morning chase saga continues. Here are the Lego parts that came. This is about a normal size packet for me, maybe this one. This one's a little big, but it's because it's a lot of big bricks versus small stuff. Anyway, as I'm working on my project, I'll be filing the parts away. These nougat colored brown bricks are for the candy store. This window here is for the corner on the mineral shop. I filed most of those parts and I finished the stairs in front, which were really complicated. And I have the windows positioned, although I have white windows coming. I don't know, I might leave the tan ones, we'll see. Calls for white, tan, it looks good. There's tan in stuff, so still really waiting on these 1x2 dark bluish gray pieces. I can, however, start on the interior. I ordered those instructions, which in this case were separate. And I need to see if I need to order tiles for the floor. It's going to be a white and green checkerboard pattern. So I'm headed to Holly Springs for my lab work. This is the regularly scheduled, every 6 months the oncologist looks at my blood lab work. It will be a repeat of some of the things they did in the ER that came back just fine. Plus a cancer antigen test, and anyway, Dr. Hardyhood, the oncologist, she can look at the stuff and do my chart better than WakeMed my chart. The two charts kind of talk to each other, but they don't talk to each other as good as they should. So anyway, this is a short drive up there, as you saw, just to Holly Springs, and I'm supposed to be there at 1, so I've got 4 minutes to spare. It's just lab work. I'm not actually seeing a doctor. So, you know how the phlebotomists, you just sort of walk into the lab and take a seat. I'm sure, you know, people coming at their assigned time is good, and I should be there on time, but just not any extra. The sun's come out a little bit, so that's appreciated. It's just not warm, and it's windy. I don't know that it's 30-mile-per-hour gust windy. We'll see as the afternoon goes on. Don is on conference calls again, poor guy. You know, he's been probably working 6 hours a day, and most of that time is spent on the phone with people. Good thing his phone holds out pretty long, because I'm not sure, I think sometimes he's using his computer and sometimes he's using his phone. They're not videoing, they're just talking, so they don't, you know, it doesn't really matter what he calls in on, because they don't need to see him, or they're not using a video call. So yeah, I mean, obviously he would have gotten out with me and gone for a little drive here if he were free. It's not a big deal that he's not free. You know, obviously Saturday morning's MRI, he won't be working Saturday, and he'll be going with me, and all will be good. So I just wish he could go in the tube instead of me having to. The head MRI is the worst because they put you in this helmet and they put you in the tube, and it's a 30 to 45 minute comprehensive MRI, so you're in there a pretty long time, and yeah, I could do without it, that's for sure. I'm here. I did feel the wind moving Ruby around on the road, so it's definitely windy. I'm back in Ruby. Didn't take very long. Quick. The girl was good at what she did, so I wanted to give you guys an update. I know a lot of you really care. Yesterday I found out that my vitamin D lab, my levels are over 120, and that's way too high. It's most likely because, I mean, I'm sure it's because I've been supplementing, and it could explain some of the symptoms I'm having. So basically time and not taking any more, not eating any fortified vitamin D foods, that level coming down. Hopefully I'll start to feel better. I don't think it's going to be one of those quick things though, 2 to 4 weeks probably. Hopefully I didn't do any damage to anything, my kidneys. I had it high one time before. I didn't feel this bad, and I recovered fine, so let's go with that, because the alternative is unacceptable. I'm just hoping to feel better. I told Dawn I wish I could go into, we were watching Eureka last night, or, you know, every night. They've been in suspended animation here recently on the show, and I told him I'd really like to go into suspended animation for 2 to 4 weeks and wake up and just that stuff be through and hopefully feel better. I would like to bypass the not feeling good while I start to feel better part. If I could, I would. Anyway, the B12 was good. The other labs aren't back yet. I wanted to turn right at the light up here, headed out of town toward Raleigh, headed north on 401. ABC store and the townhomes are on the left over here. To the right is where that new big shopping center is going in. And I don't think I've ever turned to the right or come straight through from the other direction. So I thought, well, why don't I check it out? Because they're going to start work on the road here really soon. And I'm curious. Always curious. So, that was a lot of water there in the road. So I guess this field is going to be where the shopping center is going. There's a couple of homes over there. That one looks abandoned, empty. I think someone still lives in that house. This road back here is certainly not in good shape. I don't know if there's an outlet or not, according to Ruby. You really should use your car map, Marianne. There's not. And there is a little soccer field set up over here, so apparently some people do come to do sports. Surely the parents park over here, and I'll just be able to, probably can. It looks like it turns to the left up here though too a little bit. So I don't have, see, soccer. I don't have a good feel for exactly what part of this is or isn't going to be a part of the shopping center, but I guess, you know, to me it seems likely that most of it is going to be part of the shopping center. And after I just turned here to see, that's animal control. Wow. Look at all of the garbage dumping down there. I just can hardly believe it. I've seen a few places like this around town. It boggles the mind that people cannot take their garbage to the landfill, especially when the container sites are free. Yeah, I think no good happens on this road, so except for maybe when there are a lot of parents and kids here playing soccer. It just seems, you know, the road itself is just bumpy, some potholes. I'm taking it slow. Ruby's fine. These are not Jules's wheels. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be down. I wouldn't want to come down here at night. It's called Ransdell Field to the left is what it says. So it's a legitimate place to play soccer. Although I'm sure now most of the soccer is moved over by Clubworks because, you know, there's like 4 soccer fields over there now that are put in the last couple of years. Maybe this one is used less. But just around the corner, all that dumping, wow. Disappointing. Disappointed in my fellow man that they would do that. Yeah, I think that's where the shopping center's going. Best as I could tell. Guess time will tell. With the Culver's here, which opened recently, and huge townhomes complex and such, and right on the US highway, you can see where the property, which is to my right, you can see why it would be desirable to put in some additional shopping there. Yep, the flags are pretty straight line. Just glad I'm in Ruby and not out there walking around. If Don gets tied up on the phone and doesn't make his run today, I think that's for the better. But it's up to him.
Ooh, looks like somebody's going to the Arctic.
Yeah, it's seriously 30-mile-an-hour winds out there, and I haven't seen the kitties as much today as I would like, and I don't want to shortchange them. And I kind of feel like being outside for a minute, it's just really cold, so I haven't had this out in a long time, but I was like, you know what, at my age, I don't care what I look like, it'll be warm and I'm good.
Yeah.
I one of those catalogs, maybe LL Bean or I don't remember, a Plow and Hearth or something, a Christmas 15 years ago, I was like, I used to have foster dogs, puppies outside. Instead of being a cat lady, I used to be the dog lady. Over 80 fosters in 2 years I put through my backyard at the old house. And I would have to go out and socialize the puppies, and sometimes it was cold, and so I think I would wear this even when I was younger. I'm admitting that. Okay. Anyway, it's getting late. The later it gets, it's 3 o'clock, it'll start to get colder. So I'm going to go visit. I got Don out of his chair for 5 minutes.
Yep.
He's been on his conference call the whole time
day.
I was gone, and I was gone 2 hours.
Yep.
See, there he is.
Yeah.
Before you don't get to see him anymore today. I made sure he got up and got water and walked around for 2 or 3 minutes. I've done my duty now.
Yeah.
You can go back. You got another, the 3rd conference call today?
Yeah.
We were never on the phone
COVID.
this much when we worked. We would be on the phone with customers for support for long periods of time, but never did we develop or... I don't know. You just seem to be on the phone a lot. I wasn't even on the phone this much when I did level 2.
That's right. A lot of stuff. Thankfully, I got a good headset. It's nice and comfy.
Good. The old hold the phone up to your head at IBM.
Oh, yeah.
We did have some headsets as we got more modern, but in the beginning, back in the 90s, that holding the phone up to your ear for hours. You can't put it on speaker. Because you disturb the other people around you, and then, so it was tough. Even when we had our own office, which Don and I were lucky enough to have, with a real door for many a year, it still wasn't, speakerphone wasn't the best, wasn't so good, but, all right, well, I hate to let you go back to that, but you didn't want to run to, listen, conference call or run, today you want conference call. Okay. I was going to say, you know what, sweetie? Just don't go today again. Your wife doesn't want you out there. It's too... I know you could bundle up. Shoot, you could borrow my headgear and you'd be just fine, but it's not nice out there.
Right, I understand.
Oh, I was sitting here with Gray, giving her attention since she didn't get it this morning, and we both heard a very large tree limb fall on our property here. Basically, it fell right where I walk up to see the other cats. Oh yeah, I'm glad that didn't come down on my head, and it's not exactly where Morris and Stripe eat. It's a good sized limb. I got to check it out. I didn't think we had, it could be a limb that got damaged when we took down that tree. This limb here's been there. When we took the other tree down, it got damaged. But this big thing here sticking up is the limb that just came down, and well, that was nice that it mostly fell right where the other limbs are. But that big piece there, and then this piece that's not very flat. Huh. I don't know. I'm glad I wasn't under it. I guess this tree here is damaged up top. And it came from there. It startled Morris and Stripe, and I'm sure they'll come back, you know. Obviously, it wasn't a human that did that, so they hopefully won't take it out on me. As you can see, I did get started on the candy store bottom floor, which I said was going to be a white and green pattern. It's going to be this medium shade of green, not this lighter shade. I've ordered the missing flat green pieces and a few whites that are missing, and then it'll get all filled in there. That gives you a good idea of what it's going to look like when it's done.
Brrr.
You see, you got your hat out too. Usually he only reserves that for days when it actually snows and he has to like shovel the driveway or something.
It's cold.
So Don was sleeping, and
Napping.
Rob Maurer was on. I finished watching Rob again. Don did not.
Good
And the
night.
next thing I know, Sandy Monroe is talking to Elon Musk. That was like the next video that came up or something. I woke Don up. I'm like, Donnie. He's
Yeah.
like, what? I'm like, Sandy's talking to Elon.
That's right.
Then I sent some emails out to my besties and said, you gotta go watch it if you haven't seen it already, because it's pretty exciting. And I just told Don this is the best TV I have watched in the last month or two, and I've watched some good TV.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.